This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alexandra Carter. A fire damaged a Dollar General store in Blair early this morning. The store is at 314 West Broadway Street. You see it here. Police say the fire was spotted at about 7. The store manager was opening up when he saw the flames. Crews say the fire caused some structural damage to the building, but everything inside is a total loss.
Right now it's still under investigation. The state fire marshal has been contacted strictly because of the amount of loss to the contents, the dollar value. There's no foul play that's suspected at this time.
No word yet on what caused the fire. Wisconsin is joining other states in a lawsuit over the Trump administration's funding freeze policy. Right now, a federal judge has paused that freeze until Monday. The freeze could impact things like rental assistance and Head Start childcare programs. Other states joining the lawsuit include New York, California, and Illinois. And local organizations are preparing for that potential funding freeze. In La Crosse, Catholic Charities provides a safe and warm place for the homeless during the winter. Although they say they depend mostly on state grants, they're still monitoring the situation closely.
Our concern is about those average folks, and a lot of people we serve, again, are the working poor, those people that need that little extra help to stay out of poverty. Well, now if these funds are held up, will they fall into it? And then will they need the services of us and other nonprofits?
The center is developing backup plans to do what they can to ensure they can continue their services. And speaking of freezing, a much needed weather change is on the way. We'll take a live look outside now. A warm up is coming. We could see even some record breaking temperatures. We'll bring in meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us more about that. Hi, Art.
Hi, Alexander. With that view out there, that's absolutely gorgeous right now. Hey, the winds have subsided. They were a little breezy and gusty earlier today. We're going to get into the mild as we can see it right there. Temperatures are going to be mostly in the 30s this afternoon. Yeah, we're not as warm as we were yesterday, so we're a little on the cool side, but that warmer air, 40s and 50s for tomorrow. Let's get into that in just a moment here, but take a look what I've got going on for you. You're going to be seeing here the average load this time of year is supposed to be in the 20s. You can see that. And of course, we're looking at the lows in the 70s, or I should say in the 70s, or the teens, but we're also holding on to 30s earlier this morning, and it felt like the 20s. Take a look what's going on here. This is a light little roller coaster that we're going to be going on in the next few days, with temperatures from 39 today getting to 52 tomorrow, with more 40s rolling back in, and then we'll see some 30s going into the weekend and then beyond, maybe some 40s returning again. So that mini roller coaster starts off with this cooler air coming out of Canada. It continues to draw down more of that colder air for us. So our temperatures are going to pretty much huddle around the low to middle 30s. Once we get into how this all plays out, though, we're looking at this. Current temperatures are going to be in the 20s. You can see those middle 40s right there possibly. Then eventually we'll see those winds really taper off. Coming back tomorrow, though, we'll have a better view of all this shakes out, and I'll show you hour by hour how it all plays out for you. Stick around.
All right, Art, we will see you then. Meanwhile, cabinet hearings are underway for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's President Trump's controversial pick to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
Before a packed hearing room, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. took his seat before lawmakers hoping to serve as President Trump's Secretary of Health and Human Services.
News reports have claimed that I'm anti-vaccine or anti-industry. I am neither. I am pro-safety.
As one of Trump's most controversial cabinet picks, Democrats raised concern about his past comments on vaccine skepticism.
Mr. Kennedy has embraced conspiracy theories, quacks, charlatans, especially when it comes to the safety and efficacy of vaccines.
Republicans praised him, saying Kennedy represents an opportunity to improve the nation's health system.
Your commitment to combating chronic conditions that drive health care costs will be critical to our success.
The hearing comes a day after Kennedy's cousin, Caroline Kennedy, released a scathing letter to lawmakers urging them to reject his nomination.
Bobby himself is a predator. Bobby preys on the desperation of parents of sick children, vaccinating his own kids while building a following, hypocritically discouraging other parents from vaccinating theirs.
Ahead of the hearing, dozens of people lined up to try to get a seat inside. That includes doctors and nurses from out of state, both firm supporters and staunch opponents.
His vaccine skepticism will cause people to not get their children immunized, which will further increase disease in children.
I'm very, very, very excited about ending the chronic disease epidemic for children and adults in our country.
Kennedy's confirmation process continues tomorrow before the Senate Health Committee. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And Minnesota says it'll start testing milk for bird flu. Health officials say that'll start next month. Milk haulers already collect samples for routine testing while loading tankers at dairy farms. Minnesota has more than 1,600 dairy operations. The virus has been confirmed in dairy cattle in 16 states, including Minnesota. Soaring egg prices may have you wondering whether you can afford the breakfast staple. CBS's Nancy Chen explains what it means for your menu options.
Between the classic breakfast platters, omelets, and egg sandwiches, there are plenty of shells being cracked at Montague Diner in Brooklyn.
These are the 3 cases we got in today.
How long will it take you to go through all this?
Probably like 2-3 days.
Those cases are getting more expensive for owner Kip Green as egg prices increase nationwide.
It is hard to think of a diner and not think of eggs.
Yeah.
How central are eggs to your menu?
It probably makes up like 40 to 50% of our menu.
So what does something like this do to your bottom line?
It's challenging. Like, we are a diner. You have to have an egg plate. We don't ever want to make people pay more for something like that. So you figure out how to cut costs elsewhere.
Restaurants are already managing higher operating costs and fewer people dining out. A survey found in 2024, nearly half of consumers say they cook at home more, and it may be a while before there's relief. According to the USDA, egg prices are predicted to increase 20% this year alone, as renewed bird flu outbreaks affect farms nationwide. More than 145 million birds have been killed since the start of the outbreak. Roughly 8% of the country's total flock wiped out since November alone, driving egg shortages and price surges across the country.
There have been outbreaks of bird flu before. Why does this one stand out?
I think it stands out because it's lasted so long. We continue to have outbreaks that continues to cut into our supplies, and our ability to make up for those lost chickens is just not there.
Yet Texas A&M livestock economist David Anderson says Americans continue to depend on eggs as an affordable source of protein.
Eggs are a staple. The demand is such that, we still want to go buy eggs. And so that creates a situation of skyrocketing prices.
A challenge for consumers at the grocery store that Green keeps in mind for her customers as well.
I'm not only considering, the price that they're paying when they're eating here, but I'm also considering the fact that at home they're paying considerably more for eggs.
As for what happens long term, Anderson says this outbreak could become endemic or always present, which means that egg price uncertainty could be here to stay, given that there are substitutes to consider, especially in baking, like applesauce, mashed bananas, or even tofu in some recipes. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Still to come on the news at noon, consumer confidence is down in the U.S. Why more Americans are having a pessimistic outlook ahead. And new details on the Popeyes and Don Julio collaboration, what this means for the fast food chain when we come back.
The Sparta Innovation STEM Academy, recognized as Wisconsin's #1 charter middle school, has open enrollment until March 31st for incoming 6th graders. Enroll now in meaningful applications of science, technology, engineering, and mathematical concepts. The Sparta Innovation STEM Academy, located in Meadowview Middle School, provides a teacher-led, inquiry, problem-based learning environment. Learn more at www.isasparta.com.
Brad Schimmel, prosecutor, attorney general, rule of law judge. Schimmel put pedophiles behind bars, took on criminal illegals and cartels, protected kids and seniors from abuse.
Law school taught me the rights of the accused, but justice for the abused is denied all too often. I'm Brad Schimmel. On the state Supreme Court, I'll apply the law equally, because everyone has the right to feel safe.
Schimmel, for justice.
It's that time of year. The chill is in the air. Are your floors freezing? Warm up your home with carpet from Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. We've got the coziest, most durable carpet for your home. Come in and check out our color options, styles, and patterns. We're happy to help you find just what you need to make your home warm and cozy. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Jason's been with us long enough now to see changes in Michael's abilities. He can analyze them and tailor his recommendations because he has almost as much knowledge of Michael's health as Michael's doctors do. I think that's huge. That is the single biggest factor for me. And that kind of client relationship is invaluable, especially when you're facing the challenges that we are.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevators. Stop in and see us today.
Live at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Richie McDonald, formerly of Lone Star.
Baby, I'm amazed by
Larry Stewart of Restless Heart. Tim Rushlow, formerly of Little Texas.
God bless Texas.
Together as the frontmen at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. Valentine's, February 14th. The music of Lone Star, Restless Heart, and Little Texas. Tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. The frontmen, Friday, February 14th. Must be 21 or over to attend.
In your consumer news, the Trump administration is asking millions of federal workers to consider resigning. U.S. consumer confidence is down, and a new Popeyes fast food chain collaboration is coming. CBS News' Chanel Call has the latest business news headlines from New York.
White House is offering federal workers the option of keeping full pay and benefits through the end of September if they decide to resign their positions by February 6th. Senior administration officials say they expect around 10% of the roughly 2 million civilian federal employees nationwide will opt in. The American Federation of Government Employees Union criticized the program, saying it will have vast, unintended consequences that will cause chaos. In an email to federal workers, the Trump administration said that those who decide to remain will not have full assurance that their roles won't be eliminated. U.S. consumer confidence dipped for the second month straight, according to business research group The Conference Board. Americans 55 and under were mostly responsible for the 5-point drop in January compared to last month. Overall, survey respondents seem to have a more pessimistic outlook over future job and earnings prospects. And after weeks of teasing on social media, Popeyes and Tequila Don Julio finally unveiled the details of their collaboration. The fast food chain will serve Don Julio flavored chicken sandwiches, wings, and mocktails on a championship menu ahead of next month's Super Bowl in New Orleans. The items will be sold Friday only at locations in just 6 cities.
Coming up, are noisy places raising your blood pressure? What a new study finds and its impact on future screenings. First, we'll take a live look at what's happening on Wall Street. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
No matter where I seat my guests, they seem to like the kitchen best. A kitchen's the heart of the home. It should be warm and welcoming. It should be attractive and functional. But it can be a real challenge unless you come here where you can meet with a designer, find all of the products that you need, and trust the project to our carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. For kitchens, bathrooms, and other home improvements, put your trust in the Board Store Home Improvements. Contact us today.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
People who use cannabis over the course of many years are at risk for poorer memory and brain function. A study published in JAMA Network found even recent cannabis use led to diminished cognitive performance, but young people who used cannabis for many years performed worse in tests of their memory and language. Loud, noisy places don't raise your blood pressure. A study by Johns Hopkins looked at whether blood pressure screenings are still accurate if they're held in clinics and public spaces with a lot of noise. They found the noise level had minimal impact on blood pressure. That means that large-scale blood pressure screenings could be held in supermarkets, schools, or places of worship. And people with type 2 diabetes are often missing out on essential vitamins and minerals. A study by BMJ Group found diabetics often have micronutrient deficiencies. 60% had low levels of vitamin D. But researchers say it's not yet clear if vitamin deficiencies lead to type 2 diabetes or are caused by it. As we head to break, we'll take a live look from CityCam 8. Art is in next with a look at our forecast.
Susan Crawford. She's the prosecutor who locked up violent criminals, the judge who's kept them off the street, and the leader who fought for abortion rights. On the Supreme Court, she'll look at the facts and uphold the law. Fair, impartial, common sense. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
For me, being a judge is really pretty simple. There's right and there's wrong, and I'll always do the right thing for Wisconsin.
Everybody likes something for nothing. Now at Home Furniture, when you spend $4.99 or more for something, like this dining set, you'll pay nothing down, nothing for interest, nothing for sales tax, and pay nothing for shipping. Shop your favorite furniture and mattresses and get them with nothing down, nothing for interest, nothing for sales tax, and nothing for shipping. Now that's something. The Something for Nothing sale going on now at Home Furniture.
Join News 8 now for the 102nd Annual Westby Ski Jump, January 31st and February 1st. Athletes from all over the world compete at speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour on the Olympic-sized ski hill. Visit snowflakeskiClub.com to buy a button today.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
The most important value of our law firm is our commitment to our clients.
Schwabel, Getz, and Sieben had a game plan from the start.
They answered all my questions in plain English. They made complicated law very easy to understand.
They were responsive. They called me back right away.
I would highly recommend Schwabel, Getz, and Sieben.
I would recommend Schwabel, Getz, and Sieben to anybody.
Absolutely recommend them.
Call Schwabel, Getz, and Sieben or go to schwabel.com for a free consultation.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Well, good afternoon to you. Happy, Wednesday to you. We're looking at a beautiful day out there right now. It's kind of gorgeous now that the winds have backed off. We're getting into the mild conditions today, and then tomorrow we're going to into the warm conditions. We're talking, as I mentioned before, record-breaking temperatures with 40s and 50s in the forecast. Today will be mostly 20s, 30s, and 40s for your forecast. But let's take it in to the upper airstream here. You're going to be seeing, as we go through the next few days here, holding on to rainfall potential, trying to get closer to us as we get closer to Saturday and Sunday. We'll see that Friday is going to try to brush us, but it may fall short, but we still have the colder air still trying to get closer to us. So our temperatures are going to be on a mini roller coaster going up from the 30s to the 40s and the 50s and continuing on and dropping back down and going back into the 20s by the time we get into next week. Highest wind gusts. You can see we were pretty breezy and gusty overnight last night getting into this early morning here. These winds were really pumping, and now, like I said before, they backed off, and it feels really nice with those temperatures. We started out in the 30s, and now we're going to be in the 20s and 30s right now. Some 40s already mixed in there currently. Let's get into how this all looks out. We go into the wind gust tracker. We take it in from 3 o'clock. You're seeing the winds are pretty much backing down now. We'll also see them continue to blow out of the way. And then once we go into the 8 o'clock hour, pretty much comfortable again. Not so bad. So you get out there and walk the dog and take a walk or a run out there. It should be pretty good for you. Then we go into tomorrow morning, though, about 5 o'clock in the morning. Those winds begin to tick up coming out of the southwest again. And so that means slightly warmer conditions moving into the area. So today, a light breeze. We'll have warm conditions still eventually. potentially, or at least near warm to cool conditions. In fact, we'll also see a tad cooler, though, as we get into the forecast, as I mentioned. But record highs tomorrow. We'll take a look at that real quick, getting into at least 30s and some 40s. And then, I see temperatures holding on pretty nice today. A few spotty clouds out there. It is absolutely gorgeous. We showed you that earlier. From 12:30 on, we're looking at conditions to be like this with a few extra clouds coming in from the north. So we're going to see some more clouds fill in northward there of I-94, working its way down into areas here. So we'll see maybe partly cloudy skies. Then it begins to lift up coming out of the south there and kind of moving everything a little bit more out of the area to the northeast. And that means we're going to start to warm it up, believe it or not, with temperatures in the 20s and the 30s as we get into at least the midnight hour. So that's not too shabby, right? We get into some clearing skies eventually as we roll into the overnight going into tomorrow morning. By the noon hour, we're already in the 40s by Ladysmith. My goodness, yeah, how about that? Going right back into near 50 down to the south by Prairie du Chien with La Crosse at 48 degrees. And our highs for tomorrow, we're looking at 42 to at least maybe 52 for La Crosse. That should be a record right there, getting to Eau Claire at 49. That's just a degree shy of a record. And the temperatures down to the south are 53. We'll go into the overnight going into, I should say, into the evening for tomorrow, and temperatures still looking pretty good. Snowfall, limited, very limited amounts moving into the forecast today, so we'll call it a slight chance. Highs for tomorrow, we're seeing more of those 40s, those 50s in there as well. Continuing on, there's your records. We can see a record from 1913. We should beat that by a few degrees, right? Getting into highs about 52 degrees. Then we carry over to how this all looks as we go right into the next few days going into Saturday. So we leave Friday going into Saturday. That area of low pressure starts to move over us and bringing in some snow potential for Saturday going into Sunday. 30% chance for Saturday, a 20% chance for Sunday. Then we carry over to that mini roller coaster ride I told you about, breezy conditions. Warmer tomorrow, 52 degrees, holding on to some partly cloudy skies, carrying over into Friday as well. Milder conditions ensue in the 40s. Then those 30s and 40s pop in for Groundhog Day going into Sunday, that 20% chance of rain. Then we have a slight chance of rain coming out, or I should say snow coming back again as we go into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So get out and enjoy it if you can. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, we've got a couple great days coming up, so it'll be great to enjoy those. And speaking of Groundhog Day, coming up at noon, PETA wants to replace Punxsutawney Phil with a vegan cake. Why the group says it's time for a sweeter Groundhog Day tradition.
Welcome to Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Whether you're a gourmet cook or an aspiring foodie, we have something for your style and taste. See our selection of gourmet cookware, bakeware, and appliances. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Stop in today and tell them Peyton sent you.
Are you ready to build your future? Stella Jones Corporation in Bangor is hiring and wants you to apply. The starting wage for laborers is up to $21 per hour with no experience necessary. We will train the right candidate. Stella Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. At American Waterworks, we use modern techniques and warranted solutions to restore your peace of mind in your home. After all, your home's foundation issues won't get better with time, but it will with our proven solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
What will you find at Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique? Everything you need and more. See our selection of Polish pottery, cookware, olive oils and vinegar, and our gadget wall. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
It's almost Groundhog Day. Every February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil emerges from his burrow at Gobbler's Knob to predict either a long winter or early spring. But PETA says the tradition isn't fair to the groundhog. The animal rights group has a unique solution. Replace Phil with a vegan cake. They're offering to deliver one if the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club lets Phil retire to an animal sanctuary. The cake would work like a gender reveal, they say. Here's a picture. Blue inside for more winter, pink for early spring. The Groundhog Club hasn't responded to PETA's proposal. Not sure they will. Art is back with the final weather check after the break.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Hey, Dominic here with a quick marinade using our Steak and Game Pleasing. Mix 1/3 cup of oil with 1 tablespoon of Steak and Game Pleasing. Brush on your beef or venison and let it sit for 10 minutes. Cook until done. For a delicious dip, mix 8 ounces of cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of diced green onions, and a tablespoon of Steak and Game Pleasing. Get Steak and Game Pleasing and over 40 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. It's a game changer.
Wow, Forest Berry Fudge is amazing. This is melting in my mouth.
Dill pickle? Whoa, that's actually good.
Holy fudge. This is the best thing ever.
Expressions brought to you by Valley Fudge and Candy. Find us in Coon Valley, Wisconsin, or order online today.
As I deteriorated, I needed something that would allow me to go from floor in the garage to floor in the home. Jason helped introduce to me all sorts of accessibility equipment. I have no questions about credibility and research. Personally, if somebody was asking me, I would say, here's who I would call.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevator. Stop in and see us today.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
Well, we're looking at temperatures on the rise as we go into tomorrow. So enjoy today. Tomorrow's going to be better for a nice little stroll out there with sunshine. Carrying over into Friday as well with some rain chances and snow chances mixing together for Saturday going into Sunday. Cooler for next week.
All right, Art, well, thank you. Thank you for joining us here at noon. We'll see you back here tonight. Until then, enjoy your Wednesday.